everyone. I am so privileged to be sitting here with my dear friend Imran Malik with Malik Law, and we are here because there's huge breaking news, and I was so excited. It happened on Friday, and we had to jump to get it out there because it impacted one of our business clients huge. It opens up a lot of ability for them to hopefully recover in the future, and it really overcame a huge legal obstacle that almost no one in the nation is being able to overcome. And definitely in this area, this is the guy that overcame it the first in this area. And I am beyond blessed that Kendrick Law Group chose Imran to represent our client, and I know he can help so many more business owners out there. So Imran, tell me kind of what happened.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for sending us that referral. You know, ever since this COVID pandemic has kicked in, a lot of businesses throughout the country have had significant issues. And so what we did was we decided to see if there was a potential viable insurance claim through this COVID pandemic. And of course, thanks to you guys for referring some of your business clients to us. We looked at certain policies and we decided that we were going to litigate this issue of business interruption coverage in commercial policies. And most businesses, you know, throughout the country, a lot of your clients will have this kind of insurance policy for their businesses, but they're not sure if this COVID pandemic would be covered. So we initiated a lawsuit against the insurance company asking for coverage for the business interruption claim. The insurance company moved to remove the case to federal court, which they're doing pretty much across the board. And they filed what's called a motion to dismiss, which in these kinds of cases can be, you know, pretty high hurdle to overcome, because essentially what they were saying and what most people think when you hear about this is that, oh, there's no coverage for this type of a loss of business interruption claim. This has nothing to do with the type of claim that would afford coverage. But in the arguments that we made in federal court, we told the judge something that's very important for everybody to know, which is that the way these policies are written, everything is essentially covered unless they're specifically excluded. That's really the key about these types of commercial policies that you find. And so our argument essentially was that this particular policy didn't exclude a global pandemic. And you know, essentially the courts looked at the policy and they found that there's certainly a question there that needs to be answered. And so the court denied the insurance company's motion to dismiss. It's the fourth such ruling in the country, as I understand at this time.
The first in this area.
The first in this area, definitely. But it's a big step. It's not the end of the war, you know, but it's certainly a step in the right direction because it allows us to have our client have their day in court and to have this question answered as to whether or not the COVID pandemic is covered under most of these commercial insurance policies. So very exciting from a legal standpoint, something that a lot of businesses should know about, and hopefully something that we can be successful in for your clients and for everybody that has had to go through these, you know, difficult times.
So I think the coolest part of this all is, you know, most people, I think you hear the word claim and you freak out.
Right.
What does that entail? I should know what I'm doing. I should know what comes out of this.
Yeah.
And that's not what has to happen here. Truly, all our clients had to do, I mean, they called us. We looked at their policy. We looked at what they have in place, and they filed a very simple claim. And the reason then they get to you, and you know, and the reason it's getting to this stage and you're litigating is the claim was denied very quickly,
Right.
and stating that a pandemic, COVID-19, is not covered. And that's really where the opportunity lies for these business owners now to really pull out their policies, give us a call, let us review it, and then we can make sure they get in your hands. And that's any business owner.
Right.
You know, if anyone shut down or had a loss, they can have a claim.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think you've raised a great point there for a lot of people to know about, which is that, you know, a lot of businesses pay for commercial insurance coverage, right? And they are just afraid, or they don't know that these types of things can be covered under their policy. So, the first step is always to go and seek the advice of a business law attorney or somebody who's familiar with these types of issues, who can advise them as to, yes, this could be potentially covered, or this is not something that your commercial insurance policy would cover. And that's really how our journey sort of began, was you gave your clients that advice that you should consider this. They did it, and yes, they were denied, but that's really not the end of the investigation. In my opinion, that's just where the investigation starts. And we looked at that denial, and we thought that there was a viable claim here. And another important point for businesses to understand, and for your clients too, is that a lot of these commercial policies have different languages in them. They're not all the same. There's different provisions, there's different exclusions. Some commercial insurance policies have a virus exclusion within them, others do not. And I think that only further substantiates the basis of the arguments that we're making in our COVID loss claims. So it's a great point that you mentioned.
So this is a big deal for Orlando, and truly I want to make sure our clients and other businesses are set up to succeed. So what should we be doing to make sure we put them in the best opportunity and light to possibly get coverage for this time that all of us really took a hit and shut down?
Yeah, so I think the first step is going to be always to file the claim. And that's something that if they are hesitant to do on their own, they can reach out to your law firm, and they can have you guys file a claim on their behalf, because that's always going to be the first step. You guys can also review the policy to see if there's coverage for certain things that we would be asking for. And once you get through that step and you get a denial letter, that's when we can review it and determine potentially if you have a viable case or not. But it all starts with that first step, which is get that claim filed if you have commercial insurance coverage.
So we would really love to help all our clients and any other businesses that are looking for help in Orlando or anywhere throughout the state. And give us a call. I can walk you through it very easily on how to file the claim, review your policy, and make sure you get it set up in the best light. And you know what? We have the best hands right next to us to take the lead when you need to litigate. So thank you, Imran, for being here and just for being awesome.
Thank you for trusting us with your clients. We appreciate that.
We wouldn't trust anyone else with our clients. And thank you all for watching and tuning into this very important breaking news, in my opinion. Everyone should be covering this. But click below and you can have some more information. We can make sure you're taken care of.